All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you hearing me? Let some folks get on here, and we will go through these early round matchups from the Michael Moody Memorial. $100,000 on the line. Christine Fields, good to see you. Charles Martin, Trevor Abernathy. Good matchups. Of course, they're all going to be good matchups here. Jason Russell, good to see everybody on here. We should have, fingers crossed, 3 live streams tonight. We will have this one talking about the matchups. We will be back on in a couple hours for the semifinal updates. And then, Lord willing, they decide to hunt, not split. And I didn't make this 12-hour drive for just the semifinals. That's what we're hoping for anyway. Jim Nanny, good to see you on here, buddy. So, yeah, some good matchups, forecasts. Everybody's got their money back. Now they're headed out in the semifinals for the big check. Let's start in cast 1. It is Michael Ward with 10 Cup. Of course, that is the team of Morrison, McIlvain, and Birch. What can you say about Cup? Wins everywhere he goes. One of the nominees for Dog of the Year. Rodeo Cinch. Brad Mitchell, Mason Bush behind the realm or behind the wheel there. Dog number 3 is Big Money's Charm. That is Blaine Bird, third or Zito. And Derek Woodyard Jr. hunting Rodeo Rip. 10 Cup, Cinch, Charm, and Rip. Very good cast number 1. Cast 2. Let's see who's judging that cast. Justin Wallace is your judge. Jesse Lively will be the backup judge and the play-by-play man there. In cast 2, it is Bobby Burden with Flat Rock RC. Of course, Yoder or Burden. Blake Robertson, he is behind the wheel of Top Gun's Elvis. Randy Dorrell, the owner there. Dustin James, owner, handler of Mid Mo. Louis, one of my favorite dogs. I love Louis's mouth. Come out of Kansas. Jeff Pedro. I remember Jeff Petro had that dog at Super Stakes. He was a sophomore, I think, when Brandy was a junior. And I approached him about buying that dog. Then he was not ready to sell. He does end up selling. Dustin James gets him, and they have done a lot of winning. Very good dog there. And then it is Eddie Simmons with Misbehaving. B getting some age on her now, but she has $155,000 won. Of course, it would be cool to see B in the finals, knowing that Mr. Moody was the one that really put her on the map. She come from right there around the house, come from Eldon Cork. Good dog, good mouth. I've always liked B. Good luck to those guys. Your judge in that is Mike Hensley. Carl Barnes, he will be your backup judge and your play-by-play man. Cast 3, it is Doc Holliday, Brett Denny. Of course, that is Denny, or Dial. Brett down here, I believe he got in the finals last year, and they did hunt it off. So hopefully that he says he's hunting again. If he gets in again, he says he's hunting. Rivals Merge Primetime, Brendan Toney. Rivals Merge Kennels. He is cast. He is dog number 2. Neosha River Latch and Liz. Of course, J.R. Wall and Ryan Krausen. And Nikki Hale with Full Throttle Downtime. Pete Olivia, the owner there. Good cast. I cannot see who's judging that cast because obviously Tracy Bailey will be the judge there. Shane's writing sucks. James Hughes, he will be the backup judge and the play-by-play man. Cast 4, it is Marshall and T-Birds crashing out. Dustin Weed is still behind the helm. Talked to Duel earlier. He says Dustin is hunting. He's the one who got him in. Of course, Crash is got to be within $1,000 of being the winningest dog of all time once again. And so Dustin Weed at the helm of Crash to pass a dog that he helped a vast majority of become the winningest dog of all time in Wipeout Z. That's a pretty cool story there. Mojo's Danger Zone, Jared Mitchum, Southside Kennels. He will be dog number 2. Dog number 3, Barry Kitty with Speed Demon, owner handler there. And then Reed's Tuck, Ronnie Rowe is back, and he is in the semifinals. Sean Reed, the owner there out of Mobile, Alabama. Steve Yant will be the judge there. Aaron Irby will be the backup judge and play-by-play man. So yeah, that's it. Good cast of dogs. I wonder who will hunt and who will split. We were talking about this earlier. Me and Brett and Shane were sitting right here talking about that. Tin Cup. He's in cast 1. He's going to hunt, I think. I don't think Bush would. I don't know about Blaine or Derek. But if Tin Cup gets in, I bet we have a finals. Bobby Burden and RC, they will split, I would think. I would think Blake Robertson would probably split. Dustin James may hunt. Don't know. Eddie Simmons, I believe Eddie would split. So if we can get one hunter in every cast, I think we got a shot here. Now, Brett Dunn told me he was hunting if he gets in. He's your first dog in cast 3 with Doc. He says Brendan Tony would hunt too. I believe Ryan would split. And I think Nikki would hunt. So odds are we're going to hunt. There's 3 of the 4 dogs I believe would hunt. Now, they still got to beat Liz. Not an easy task. Ryan's been in the finals of the $100,000 hunt before. He got in at Junction one year. I believe he was hunting Spice Girl, and they did split. But I think Nikki would hunt. I think Brett says Brendan would hunt, and Brett says he would hunt. In cast 4, Weed and Crash. I don't know. I think they would hunt. Jared Mitchum, I don't know. And I think Kitty would split. And I think Ronnie Rowe would split, but I don't know either. That's not his dog. So yeah, I think we're going to hunt. 2 years ago, they split. Last year, they hunted. I did not come down last year. Everybody throws a fit. Where you at? Can't believe you didn't come. They hunted. Gilmore wins it. Clyde had a great cast. And I wish I would have been down here. So this time I made the 12-hour trip. I left yesterday, stayed in Conway, Arkansas last night, drove the rest of it today, and here I am. Brought my boots, brought my light. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that we get a hunt out of here in the late round. $100,000 these guys are hunting for. Pretty cool. Very cool, actually. John Perkins wondering if I got a minute. I do not have a minute, John Perkins. I'm a little busy. Who you think gets in the final 4 and who wins out of your hypothetical final 4? Let's pick them. Who you guys got? Who do you guys think is going to win this thing? Who you got in cast 1? Tin Cup, Cinch, Charm, Rip. I'm taking Michael Ward and Tin Cup. They've been in the finals of this hunt before. Hard to bet against them. Last time I hunted with Cup was in Texas just a month ago. Not even a month ago now. 3 weeks ago. He looked good. I'm going with Tin Cup in cast 1. David Nichols, good to see you, buddy. All the way from SoCal. That's like living in another country compared to East or West Central Mississippi. William Britt says Cinch. Jim Nanny says Tin Cup. Cast 2, Bobby Burden, Blake Robertson, Dustin James, Eddie Simmons. That is RC, Elvis, Louie, and B. I have not hunted with Elvis. I've hunted with the other 3. I've not hunted with Charm or Rip in cast one either. Hunted with Cinch, hunted with Tin Cup. I'm gonna go with Louie and Dustin James in cast two. That's who I'm going with in cast two. I think I'm gonna go with Louie. A lot of downtime, Cup, RC. William Brett says Louie. He agrees with me. These are so hard to pick. Cast three, Doc Holliday, Prime Time, Liz, and Downtime. That is a tough cast. They're all tough casts. Liz did make two trees last night. That's pretty good for Liz. Oof. That's a tough one. That is tough. I think Liz is due. I just think she's due. She's been knocking on the door at all these. She got in the finals of the 100,000 injunction last summer. Doc's hard to beat down here, though. So's Nikki. Hard to beat all the time. Oh, I'm going to go with. Oof, it could be any one of these four. I'll go ahead and go with Liz in cast three. Ryan Jones says Liz. William Britt says Downtime and Louie. Cast four, you got Crash, Danger Zone, Speed Demon, and Tuck. Danger Zone I've not hunted with, but he's got a little home field advantage down here. Coming out of DeRidder, Louisiana, not crazy far from here. Crash been down here a long time. You get in these big open woods with Crash where there's coons. Whew, sucker's hard to beat. I'm gonna go with Crash. I'm gonna go with Crash in cast four. So my picks are Crash, Liz, Louie, and Cup. That's who I got. Crash, Liz, Louie, and Cup. All right, my phone is blowing up from a little bit everything else. Ryan Jones says Crash wins 100K in his hypothetical. Good picks. Haley says Cup, Louie, Liz, and Crash. We agree, Haley. We agree. We also got Squirrel Dog action coming up tomorrow morning on the Facebook page, hopefully. Ashton Hall, he's going to be on the Cane Stream page filming some USDC stuff live. You guys check that out in the morning. All right. That's your matchups. We will be right back here. We're going to give them, it'll probably be 8 o'clock, 8:30. Before we get back on, we'll have all the cards out here. We'll be keeping track of the scores, all that good stuff. I may have to just pull the mic over here and sit back on the couch. Beautiful, beautiful facility here at Terra Wildlife. It is super nice. I wish you guys could see the room I was in. There's a pool table right over there, spiral staircase, great big meeting area out here to the left where they're having the hunt. Very cool place. We just ate a fine steak dinner. PKC goes all out of here. Jesse Lively and Brendan Tony and all those guys, James Hughes, everybody that's involved in this thing down here, getting all the stuff set up. Man, they do a good job, and they ought to. For $100,000, it's a big deal. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you. We will be back here in an hour and 45 minutes or so. Let everybody get out in the woods, let the cast get going a little bit, and then we will be back up here to update you guys, let you know what's going on. We're not going to do a full 3 hours this time, hopefully. Fingers crossed all these dogs get turned loose about the same time. Nothing happens, no sudden death, nothing crazy where I'm not 4 hours into a live stream. So we'll see. I do. Heike, I think a good bourbon right here would be nice. That would be nice. Dean McGinn, good to see you on here, little buddy. But all right, that's all I got for you guys. We'll be back. Jim Nanny says this is his Super Bowl. It's better than the Super Bowl. We should do this on Super Bowl Sunday. I bet Bad Bunny wouldn't be singing the national anthem. All right, that's all I got for you. We'll see you guys here shortly. Stay tuned. We'll be back from Mississippi in not too long.